So, here's the thing. New day, and not so much a change of plan, more of a modification of original ideas, as often happens when you give yourself time to think about what you're doing when you adopt the make it up as you go along approach to DIY, which I generally do. Oh yes, if you were hoping for, I'm trying to find a word that's not too insulting of me, but you know, if you were looking for something less freewheeling when it comes to DIY, then you know, yeah, you're probably in the wrong place. But I'm kind of doing what I think people would do, which is kind of adapt. Well, that's what I'm trying to encourage you to do. Shut up, dog's woofing. So I've kind of decided that this bike store needs to be more of a kind of a bike emporium. So a place where we can not only store the bikes but do a bit of work on them. So it needs to be a little bit bigger. And it would be even better, wouldn't it, if it had a floor in it? So I kind of adapted and decided to make it slightly larger. Now, it's going to be the same size as it was when I left the other night, but I'm going to put some decking down on the floor to create a nice kind of area to do sort of work on the bikes or whatever. I'm going to keep the roof, the head height quite high. So today's bit is to just carry on building the frame. I'm very aware that the thing I put on the wall originally, which took me so long, might actually be redundant, but I might leave it there to hang things off because it is currently forming a little bit of the structure. Let's carry on. So one of the hardest things when you're trying to do garden things is get everything flat, level, because gardens aren't. But we do want a floor in there that is level now. So we're not just going to have the stuff that's there. So we're sort of introduced a whole new level of complexity to the project. So let's start with this front bit, which may or may not stay. But let's try and, we've got these vertical posts. We know these are level. So let's try and get this level. Well, amazingly, that is absolutely level. Well, that doesn't happen very often. So we'll take that to there. What's the chance of that? 0. So let's fasten that in place. Let's try if we can get this one level as well. It's not bad, just needs lifting up at this end. Almost unbelievably, that height there to the bottom of that dickens of a thing is exactly the height of that. But given that there's random holes here, is amazing. Love it when a plan comes together. Using these things, they are specifically wood sort of screwy things, but they do need a thing. But I've got one of those attached onto my drill. Okay, so finally got the base sorted. Pieces of wood cut so that we now got squares, and I'm also thinking about where the edging is going to go because I want the water to run down, so it's got to like be a flush surface around the outside edge so that when I put the boards on, the water will just go straight down onto the ground. I made a few tweaks, as the keen-eyed amongst you will notice. I decided to make that fit the original beam we put along there, so chop this post down by a centimetre, an inch actually, and chop that one down as well, so that now it's all in line and it's all looking pretty good. Right, that's it, I'm out of light. So it wasn't a very long day today, probably an hour and a half, so I will be back with more tomorrow. So on to day 3 of my easy peasy lemon squeezy 1 day build a bike store project. Well, in my defence, the project has expanded. Now I could have built a very simple bike shed store, whatever, in one day. No problemo, he says confidently. But the kind of project expanded, and is often the case, I decided that the effort involved in just increasing what I'm building slightly was worth the extra time it was going to take, and to end up with something which is going to be really, really, really useful. So that's okay. You can adapt plans, you can change plans, and you completely redesign things as you go along. That's okay. So, again, this is not a well-rehearsed, slick production. This is me busking it. But hopefully you'll pick up a few things along the way. So, day 3, and we've got a bit of a shell of the project set up. We've got to just finish that off slightly, and then hopefully next phase is a roof, so that I've got a dry area, and then, I don't know, I'll make it up as I go along. Piece of cake. Will I get it done today? Depends on the weather. Depends on how tired I get, and depends on those unexpected problems that you just can't predict. But we're in it together. Let's get on with it. So we've now got our shell. I mean, it's a really solid shell. Okay, I mean, I've gone over the top. I mean, you wouldn't normally necessarily use 3x3 posts, but I really like it as a technique. It's strong. These things aren't that expensive, really. It's good. And once you've gone to all the trouble, which I've gone to actually create the shell, then it's actually quite simple from now on, he says. Next thing is the roof. Now, I've gone for these polycarbonate sheets, and so because you may be looking at this thinking it's a bit wonky, and indeed so am I. So I've just been going backwards and forwards looking at these angles, and they're all over the place because I've built it to look right. When you do things in the garden, especially by the side of a really old building, you've got to adapt, and it's not necessarily what things like a 90-degree set square tell you, it's what looks right. When you look at it here, it looks all over the place, higgledy-piggledy, but if you stand there and look at it, as you do most of the time, it looks really good, because it fits in with the house and disappears off into this corner. So you just have to kind of just use your eye. So the roof sheet won't fit. Well, I mean, it will fit, it just needs a bit of, broadening. So let's try the roof sheet. Now, because the roof sheet is square, it is a little bit all over the place. I don't care. So what we're going to do is we're going to offer up the roof sheets, and then we're going to work out where the beam which goes down to basically carry the thing which joins the sheets together. Don't worry about the overhang, we'll make that all right. And don't worry about the fact that it's bedded. And what we need is another beam which is going to go down here, which we're going to use another one of those to basically support that. Like that. Brutal but effective. Let's use this instead, because that is over the top. It's slightly hampered today because it's going between boiling hot sunshine and hailstorms. So doing an outside job, we have had a few issues, but anyway, so that's another excuse why it's taking a lot longer. So we now are putting the roof on. So we've got the roofing sheets. There's these polycarbonate. You can get them in different amounts of polycarbonate, so either single, double, or triple walled. The more walls, the insulation, the better the more walls, the better the insulation. This doesn't need to be insulated, so just the thin stuff will do. Twin wall, and then it's held together by this, which is really clever. This is what you need. This is your roofing bar. It's a piece of aluminium like this, and then this sort of the roofing thing sits there, and then this goes over the top and clamps the thing in place like that. Push that down, it's got like a little thing on there, clamps in. So what we need to do is we need to attach this to the roofing bars, which we need to space out at exactly the right distance. The only way to do that is to do it practically, just actually be up there, put the things in place, move the bars, and then adjust them to fit. Drill this in the centre hole so that the water won't get in because it's covered by the little cap. So you need to put a drill through there, drill the aluminium, and then put some screws in to hold it in place. And then repeat across the roof. Piece of cake, if it doesn't carry on snowing.